Now, since you did mention vehicles and weapons, I think it would be a good time to segue to that section. So, because everything is in these fantastical ray guns and gadgetronics and all these other heavy duty things, is there going to be a greater focus on ranged weaponry versus the melee clashing that Dungeons and Dragons is famous for?
Yeah, I think so. But what we've tried to do is make sure that it's not just about dex when it comes to ranged weapons. There are certainly with spells, you're using things other than dex, and a lot of the best ranged weapons use strength, not dex or finesse. They can use either one. The way to be a high damage output character isn't necessarily just to have a super high dex and get a hold of a sniper rifle, although that's effective. But there are certainly ways to, if you get a hold of one of those powerful pieces of powered armor and grab a ray melee weapon, you can do a ton of damage that way too. But I think, yeah, naturally, in a setting that is more modern than D&D, and in a setting in which firing ray weapons is a possibility, there's probably going to be more ranged combat than up close and personal swinging of swords.
Now, I pride myself on knowing that the Dr. G suite of weapons are incredibly lethal, and I take great satisfaction in using them. Because of their lethality, has the pace of combat changed overall? Because it's not hit one bloke with a ray gun and he's gone for good. I assume there's still some sort of gentle whittling down, you might say,
Yes.
shaving off layers of skin one at a time, something of that nature.
Yeah, indeed. I think overall, this setting is more dangerous than 5e, in part because damage outputs are high, but also because of those malfunctions. Things can be swingy, but that's in keeping with the source material. The source material combat is extremely chaotic and very unpredictable, and things get their heads roasted or a hole blown in them very often. So it has a bit more of an old school feel to it in terms of gameplay than traditional 5e, because I mean, if you take a tank blast to the chest, it doesn't matter really what level you are, you're going down. But it's not all one shot, one kill either. I mean, there are a lot of weapons that are classed as suitable for children, and these are the ones that most spellcasters can use, and they're doing damage that is on par with slings and staffs and whatnot. So we did try to hold pretty closely when it comes to light weapon damage output to what 5e is. I mean, like, sniper rifle is an exception. It does a huge amount of damage, but most of the weapons are kind of D4, D6, D8, occasional D10 kind of damage output. But you can augment them with attachments. You can get better weapons, obviously, and of course, if you get a hold of one of the vehicles, then you're doing bag of dice damage.
Excellent. I look forward to piling one of those myself very soon. One final question is the game's economy. What is the currency system of the Dr. G universe? I'm usually just given advances from the Dr. G labs to field tests, so I'm not used to buying anything.
Yeah. I think you're comped almost everything, in your role as ambassador of Dr. Grordbort Industries. So the British government has spread their beloved currency all over the solar system. So that's, I guess, kind of standard currency. However, Dr. Grordbort, in the wake of the consolidation wars, was able to lobby successfully for changing to a base 10 system. No more guineas, no more 16 shillings make up or whatever. it's the equivalent of the 5e system. It's, a gold piece is a gold crown, a silver piece is a shilling, I believe, and on down through copper pieces.
Well, it had to go at some point, I suppose.
Yeah,
it's the price of progress.
Yeah, but it also helped Dr. Grordbort save an enormous amount in accountant fees from having to fiddle around with halfpennies and guineas and all of those tricksy conversions.
Yeah, we can leave those in the pirate treasures of yesteryear.
Happily.